Hi everyone, I am Kumar. Welcome to today's video. Let's get set and learn. Today we will be seeing a live demo of object-oriented programming. So what we'll see what is class, how can we instantiate an object, Java's memory model, and we'll also see what are constructors. Let's start. I'll create a sample file for the demo. Okay. I'll also create a main class. Yeah, you are given a task to keep track of scores of students in a class. So there are 30 to 40 students in your class, and you want to maintain a score for each student and the roll number and their name. So each student has name, roll number, and score. So task to keep track of students, name, roll number, and score. So this is your task. Okay. Now what you can do, we have learned that we have variables to store values. So you can store data in your variables. So let's define the variables. Let's define student one name. Let's say Rahul, and then his roll number. Student one roll number is equal to 10, and int his score is student one score is equal to 88. Okay. Next, let's define another student, Aditya. Student 2 name is equal to Aditya. In student 2 roll number is equal to 12, and in student 2 score will be 90. Okay. So we can keep track of all students like this, but the only problem is it is getting cumbersome. Now, if you want to do this for 30, 40 students, you will have to create around 90 to 100 variables, keep track of it, and let's say you want to just find out marks of Rahul. Then what you have to do, you will have to check which variable has name Rahul, and corresponding to that, which variable has his score, and print that. And it will be a very cumbersome task. Let's say if a student's with same name comes, then you will have to find out based on roll number. It's a lot of task, right? So what you can do to solve this problem? Here, OOPS comes to the rescue. Okay. So what we have learned in object-oriented programming language, we program we model programs as real life objects. So how can we solve this problem using OOPS? We can model the student as object. In object-oriented programming, we can create template or blueprint for creating objects. This template or blueprint is called class. So we have seen definition of class and objects. Class is a blueprint or template for creating objects. Object is the actual physical thing that is created from class. So when we do, this is an object. Here string is a class and this is an object. These are primitive data types. These are not objects. Here string is class and Rahul is an object. Okay. So what we can do? Let's create a student class student. Okay. Now what you want for what blueprint do you want? You want to store three variables. You want to store string name. You want to store int roll number, and you want to store int score. So these are the three variables you want to store in a class. So now what you can do, you can declare a student. So now this becomes a data type. Instead of doing three variables, you can just declare a student data type, and then you can access these three variables using this student data type. We'll see how to access that. So let's say I am creating a student Rahul. So what did we do? We have just declared a variable of student data type. So this becomes our own defined data type. This is a class. So to declare a variable of type student, you can use the same class name as its type. So student Rahul. So what Java will understand, this Rahul will store data of student, and student contains name, roll number, and score. So declared a variable for class student. So this is what we did here. And what is this variable called? This variable is called reference variable. So why is it called reference variable? We'll see. So we told that this is a student data type and this variable is called reference variable. Now let's see. Now let's take a little bit break here. We will see Java's memory model, and then we will understand why is it called reference variable, and then we'll proceed on to solve our original problem. Okay. So let's see Java's memory model. So how Java stores memory for objects. So there are two important components of Java's memory. So it is like actually it is memory of your computer, but Java uses it in two different ways. It's like stack memory, one is heap memory. So it has two blocks of memory. One is stack, one is heap. So Java has two memory, one is stack, one is heap memory. Okay? So we have declared a class student and we have seen stack, we have seen definition of reference variable and we have seen how to declare a variable for class student. Now we are seeing two types of memory of Java, stack memory and heap memory. So what does Java store in stack memory and what does Java store in heap memory? So we'll see first stack memory and heap memory, let's say. So here stack word is like a stack of books. So it will be like this stack. You can just put things here and remove things from the top. And heap is like a heap of grains or something. Heap is like this. So this shape, what I'm drawing with arrow. Stack is like this. So Java in stack memory, Java stores reference variables. So if you are declaring a student one name, it will store student one name here, and the actual object is stored in heap memory. And actual object is stored created during runtime. All objects in heap memory are created during runtime. So this part, right? This part is done during compile time, and this part is done during runtime. So student one name is stored here, and Rahul is stored here. And what it will do, it will point to this location, the student one name. So this is a reference variable. It is referring to a particular location. That's why it's called a reference variable. So this is just a brief of stack and heap memory. I will discuss this in detail in some other videos, but we have to understand that reference variables are stored in stack and actual object is stored in heap memory. This is the main concept. So let's say it is not an object, it's a primitive data type. Even the value and the variable both are stored in stack memory only. Student one roll number, let's say. Both are stored in stack memory. Now I think stack and heap memory is clear. Now let's come back to this topic. Now we know that Rahul is a reference variable. We have created a variable of class student. Now let's see how to access roll number, name, and score of Rahul. What Java has done to access roll number, you can use a operator called dot operator. So we have seen multiple operators equal to, greater than. All these are assignment or relational operators or bitwise or something other than other those things. There are a lot of different operators, but this is a dot operator. This dot operator is used to access class instance variable and methods. So this is a instance variable, right? Roll number. So this is how roll number is accessed. Now if you do system.out.println, it should print Rahul's roll number. But wait, what? We haven't even we haven't tell what the Rahul's roll number yet, right? We haven't initialized that value. So to initialize, when we initialize, we create an actual object. So this is a blueprint. It is telling that a student must have name, roll number, and score. But if we assign values to it, so let's say we have created a variable and assigned values to it, name and all those things, that is called instantiating an object. Now we will see how to do that. So if you see, if I do this, this is giving an error. It is what it will tell, variable Rahul might not have been initialized. That means we haven't initialized it yet. So what should we do? First, let's initialize. So Rahul equals. To initialize, Java has given a keyword called new. We will see what is new and student. So we will understand in detail what are these two. We have already seen what are these two. So this is just a data type and reference variable. Here, this new, this new keyword is used in Java to dynamically allocate memory for objects. So whenever you type new, Java understand that I have to allocate this memory during runtime in heap, and it will be allocated dynamically. Dynamically means during runtime. So this new student I have created, that means we are creating a new student from student class. So this part I will come in, I will explain in a bit. So this is how we instantiate a student class. Now let's print Rahul. Not need not. comment print ln Rahul roll number. Okay. And we can also print name and we can also print score. What it will print? See, it printed 0, null and 0. Why did it print 0, null and 0? Because we did not tell that Rahul roll number should be this. We just created a object. We just initialized an object. So when we initialize an object without telling what values that should hold, it will always hold the default values. So default values for string is null. String is an object. Object's default value is always null. And roll number. Roll number is in integer. Integer's default value is 0. Similarly, for score, it will be 0. That's why 0, null, and 0 is printed. Now let's assign values to this Rahul. Rahul roll number is equal to 10. Okay. So 10, we have written Rahul dot name is equal to Rahul and Rahul dot roll number is score is equal to 88. Okay. So now we don't have to create multiple variables. We just created one reference variable and we can access all these values. This here is called dot operator. Using this we are accessing. Now we have assigned roll number equals 10 to Rahul. Now let's print this again and see what values we are getting. So we can see that we are getting 10, Rahul and 88. That means this Rahul object previously, Rahul is a reference variable stored in stack memory. So this is stored in stack memory. Now when you create an object, it has created a box which contains name, roll number and score that is stored in heap memory. Now previously that in that heap memory the values that were assigned was 0, null and 0. But after you have changed the value, it will be assigned to 10, Rahul and 88. Till this, we have understood that we have declared a variable, we have accessed we have instantiated that object, and now we have accessed that value and modified the value of that object. So we have accessed here first and then modified, then again check the value. So till here it is clear. But this is still cumbersome. We have solved that we don't need three variables now. But we again, for each and every student, you have to do Rahul dot roll number, Rahul Aditya dot roll number, or Ram dot roll number. Like that, you will have to do. That is still cumbersome. So what you exactly want? So whenever you are doing something like in string, you are doing string equals Aditya, roll number equals 12. So what you want to do is you want to do something like this. So you want to do student Rahul equals new student and you want a way so that you can pass these values here and your job is done. So in a single line, you can create an object. So that is what you want, or else this still becomes cumbersome, right? So to do this, Java has created constructor. So what is a constructor? Constructor is used to create construct an object. So this here, if we are calling class as a function, so this is a function call, right? If you're calling class as a function, so if a function name has same name as a class name, then it is a constructor. So in this part, right, when we created Rahul is equal to new student, we haven't defined any constructor, right? Where did this constructor come from? So Java has created default constructors for all classes. So if you don't define a constructor, it will take default values of those variables. So string as null, that is why we are getting null, 0 and 0. So that means what is happening whenever you create an object of class student. Now what Java will do, it is calling some function written inside Java that contains student name equals null, whatever we are printing, roll number equals 0 and score is equal to 0, something like this. So it's not a function. I'm just telling what Java is doing. It will do it will assign name value as none, roll number is 0, score and 0. And that is what it is storing in the heap memory. So that constructor is provided by Java if you don't define. Now let's define a constructor. How to define a constructor? So we will have to define a function with same class name. So this is not a name. This is just a return data type. So you want to no, this is a sorry. We want to if you declare constructor, it should be of same name as class name. So student is a class name. It should be of same name, and it should be like a function. That's all. This is how you define a constructor. And in constructor, what you can do, you can tell name is equal to Rahul and roll number equals 10, score is equal to 88. Now, if you do this again, now even after this, let's comment this part, which we have seen. Now you don't have to declare because we have already created an constructor. Now, if you just after doing new student, if you print this, what will come? We should not get null. We should get 10 Rahul and 88. Okay? So we have got what we have expected. But now let's create a new object. Let's create Aditya, student Aditya. Okay? Now Aditya equals new student. Okay? Now we'll print Aditya's value. Let's print Aditya roll number. Let's print Aditya name. Let's print Aditya score. So if you print, we are seeing that 10 Rahul and 88 is only assigned. But what we want Aditya's roll number to be fitted. We want Aditya's name and Aditya's score. So we can't do something like just assigning some default variables. We have to take input. That is what we want, right? We want something like this. So we have to define a constructor which takes three input string, name, int roll number, and int score. So this is how we define a constructor. So it takes three input. Now what you can do, you can just do name is equal to name. That means we are just defining this name should be equal to this name, and roll number equals roll number, and score is equal to score. Got it? Now what you can do, instead of student Aditya, you can just tell his name is Aditya, his roll number is 12, and his score is 90. So you can see that student, his name is Aditya, roll number. Now let's print. What do you think it will get printed? So you can see 0, null, and 0 is printed. That means this is not working. So what Java is telling? So if you just see here, redundant, remove redundant assignment. That means this name, it is considering this as same name. This it is not changing this name's value. So to change this name's value, Java has given this keyword. So what does this keyword do? This keyword represents its own object. So if you just do this dot name, that means this name is changing this name. To do this dot roll number, that means we want to assign this name to the input name. We want to assign this roll number to the input roll number. And this here, if you don't use score, what will happen? Let's print this now. So we can see 12 Aditya is printed. That means name is assigned as name, roll number is assigned as name is assigned as Aditya and roll number is assigned as 12, but score is not assigned. So to assign the score, we have to use this again. This okay. So this keyword is used to access its own object. What happens when you use this? So if you do create Aditya new student, it will become this will become Aditya dot name is equal to this, Aditya dot roll number is equal to this, Aditya dot score is equal to score. That is how Java does this. Aditya will be replaced everywhere this is used. So if you see Aditya, and again now you can create another student. Let's say student Ram. You can do Ram. His roll number is 13. His score is 95. And just print that Ram dot roll number, Ram dot name, Ram dot score. So if you see, all values are printed correctly. So what is happening? Constructor is used to construct an object. So this is a constructor. This is used to construct this object. When we use new, it tells that we have to dynamically allocate memory in heap for this object. And when we are allocating, we are using this constructor. So when we this value, this function, like this is like a function, right? This constructor function is called when we use that, and it will assign its name to name, it will roll number to roll number, and score to score. So I think this is clear. We will see one or two interview question. So what I will recap a whole thing. We have seen how to declare your own data type, or like how to create a blueprint, which is called class, how to create a class. We have seen how to declare a class variable, reference variables, and we have also seen how to instantiate an object. So using new and constructor. So you and how to declare your own constructors, we have seen. Now we'll see one or two examples of interview questions. So in interview, you might get, you might be asked, what is new? So what will you answer? You can answer new is a keyword that is used to dynamically allocate memory for objects in heap memory. What you can do, new is a keyword which is used to dynamically. Now you can ask what is constructor? Constructor is used to construct an object. This constructor is called when you are creating a new object. So example, student Kumar, roll number 16 and mark is 98. Okay? So this is what constructor is. Next question that can come is what are types of constructor? So we have totally three types of constructor, three important types of constructor. One is default constructor. We have seen what is default constructor. Default constructor is a constructor when you don't have definition of constructor in class. The default constructor is provided by Java. So when you don't define a constructor, Java will put default values of those variable in the object when you create it. So what are types of default constructor we have seen? One is parameterized constructor. So parameterized constructor is the constructor we have declared here. So we have three parameters and it will do the job based on three parameters. So it will create an object based on three parameters. Parameterized constructor. And next is copy constructor. Let's see the final topic, copy constructor, and then we'll close for today. So what is copy constructor and why it is required? Let's say some cases you might, what do you want? You might want to just copy the value of objects. Let's say there are two classes and in each class there is a RAM and both have same roll number, both have same marks. So you have already created an object for RAM. You want to use the same RAM object you have created for one class to be used as same RAM object for second class. So what you want? You want to create, let's say, you want to create student RAM2 of another class, new student of ROM. So you just want to copy values of this object into this. So usually what you will do, you will declare a new student and then do ram2 dot roll number equals ram dot roll number like this. You will do all the three. Ram2 dot name is equal to ram dot name and you will do ram2 dot score is equal to ram dot score. This will become cumbersome every time you want to do it. What you want to do instead, you want to just do something like this. Student ram2 equals new student of rom. Now we want to create a constructor that will just copy the values of this ram object to this ram2 object. So what you can do, you can create another constructor, student. What will be your input? Student data type of other, like other student. Want to just copy to this class. What you'll do, this dot roll number equals whose roll number? Other student's roll number. Other dot roll number. Again, this dot name equals whose name? Other dot name. This dot score is equal to other dot score. So this type of constructor is called copy constructor. It is helping in copying values of from one object to its own object. So what you can do, you can call this and just print this. So if you print RAM2, what you will see? RAM2, you should see same values are RAM, as RAM. See 13 RAM 95, 13 RAM 90. Okay. So we have seen how to create a blueprint or how to create a class. We have seen how to declare a reference variable. We have seen how to assign objects to a reference variable. We have seen new keyword. We have seen dot operator. We have seen this keyword, and we have seen constructors. We have also seen what are types of constructor. I hope this is clear. That's all, folks, for today.